So we have another game with Reshevsky.
Well, Reshevsky was, of course, the best American player until Bobby, of course, and it was a very big rivalry between them. They played even a match later on, a few years later. I mean, a few years later, when Bobby was very young. I mean, you see,
Earlier.
and they played the match, and the match was even. I mean, Bobby didn't beat Reshevsky. I mean, that was a very big surprise. But of course, Reshevsky was a legend in that time. You know, he was a very strong player. And here it was very interesting line because Reshevsky played with white such a variation where he doesn't want too much. I mean, he lets his opponent trying to show that he's playing for win in a equal position like this, more or less even.
So waiting for
a small mistake. But we'll see the game and we'll see why it was already a big difference between the two big personalities of the American chess. Look at this. Bishop b4. Everything is theory until now. e3. Okay, e3 is the most quiet line for white, you see. If white doesn't play e3, he can play for an even position, but nothing else, nothing more, you see. How? Instead of e3 with the knight in f6, he could play here, for instance, bishop d2. And after bishop d2, he doesn't want anything, but he wants equality, with white. Here, black can have immediate equality with d5 or knight c6. But nothing much. No, the game is more or less even, I tell you. But of course, bishop d2 is a little bit passive, but e3 also, e3 doesn't do anything for white. And why e3? After e3, now black has the possibility to play immediately knight e4, and white has a small weakness in c3 later on, without any counterplay for the moment. But it's a Sicilian position, and as always in Sicilian, it's move by move. It's a reverse Sicilian. White is playing reverse line. Okay, so now after knight queen c2, if you want something, you have to take with the knight in c3. Okay, he do it. Now bishop back. All right, so bishop e2, castle, castle. Now, we said the immediate result of the opening, black has two bishops, but white has some attacking chances. He wants to play very quickly f4, f5. This is the idea for white. In the meantime, black plays a normal Sicilian, comes back to the Sicilian line with a6. This is an idea from Paulsen variation from Sicilian. Instead of a6, he could play immediately, of course, knight c6. But probably he wasn't too happy because he thought that the game is too even. I mean, more or less equality for two, So he tries a little bit more. If white waits a little bit too much, then black has a very, very good game. Instead of f4, if he plays something with bishop d2 or e4 or something, black can play first b6 and bishop b7, preparing knight c6, or even d6, knight d7. And again, it's no problem for black, such a position. From here is a little bit sharp. Okay, black plays normal with d6, and white reacts immediately by pushing the pawn. So now you have to take a decision. You take in e5 or not. If you take in e5, you give the two bishops. But you have a normal position for black, and at least is a little bit unbalanced, you see. Bobby reacted well, and the position is a little bit unclear, let's say. Even, but a little bit unclear. Okay, so now he has to give the bishop because the knight was much too strong, there. And, okay, queen takes, knight, what he played, knight c6 or knight d7? Knight d7,
yes.
Okay, the knight from d7 controls the two important squares, f6 and e5. The game is even, but white has two bishops. He has a small weakness on the queen side, the two pawns. The structure is not so good, but the white bishop comes strongly on d5. So the game, we can say, is more or less even because of this. All right, so bishop f3, but queen c7, rook b1 attacking there, no? Rook b8, protects, of course. And here, bishop d5, okay. If you look at the position, more or less even, But black has to react nicely here. I mean, find 2-3 very good moves to defend well the position, and try to demonstrate later on that the weakness on the on the queen side is good enough for black. I mean, he can do something. So, okay, knight f6. Okay, after knight f6, bishop a3. He continues to play very well tactically, Reshevsky. Trying to attack the small weakness from d6. Rook e8, calmly, like this, and queen d3. Well, he goes back with the queen. He didn't like the idea to play immediately e4. I don't know why. Probably it was possible to play e4 immediately, After queen d3, he takes immediately in d5, and now we can say the position is even, completely even.
Why he took now and not earlier?
Now is very good to take, because now he gives the possibility to take back with the pawn, and he doesn't have such a weakness on the c file, but at least the bishop from d5, very strong bishop, is out of play. I mean, he's eliminated. He could trade the very strong bishop from d5. So now, again, very good move, b5. Of course, the position continues to be even like that. And e4, and here, bishop f8. All right, if you look at this, any normal grandmasters would be very happy to make a draw here now. But Bobby, of course, he plays for win. I mean, he continues to play. And his opponent has to find the good moves, you see. Rook b4 is interesting because he doesn't give the file, and he threatens immediately the move c4. The last weakness from c3 goes away. I mean, if he can play c4, it's probably enough to have a normal position, normal game. All right. But a normal position doesn't mean that the situation is completely draw, I mean, we can play. Okay, bishop e5. Now white has a small weakness in e4. But it's move by move, the small weakness from e4 against the small weakness from f7. So everybody has to be very careful. Who is better, black who is controlling the e file, or white who controls the f file? We'll see. Okay, c4, and now immediately rook e8. So he gives the possibility to take in b5, all right? He gives the pawn from b5, but he has the possibility to attack 3 times the pawn from e4. After king h1, he prepares, white prepares. But maybe here Reshevsky played a little bit, I mean, he wanted a little bit too much. He saw that the situation is very unclear, and he wanted to do something quickly because, again, he was in time trouble. If you look at the position, it's very unclear and very sharp, but the difference in time was 1 hour in Bobby's favor. His opponent was in time trouble, and Bobby had 1 hour more to think about this game, his position. And look at what happens in a few moves. Okay, he took in b5, he took in e4, he took with the queen. And here, what to do? Maybe it was not too bad to play on the white squares, to play here h3, maybe. Even if black is a little bit better, but it's not so easy to do something, And he played, very sharp move, queen d7. It seems that black has problems because he's attacking with tempo in f7, and in some positions he wants to take also in d6 if he has the possibility,
Yes.
What do you think? From here, in a few moves, white resigns,
Yeah.
Look at this. Here, after queen f4, what to do? Terrible move in time trouble, I mean, his opponent was in terrible time trouble. You can't take in e8. If you take in e8, it's mate in f1. If you take in f4, it's mate in e1.
Yes, nice.
So what to do? The only move is what? To take back, to come back with the king. And now look, check in d4, centralizing the queen now, forced king f1, and now decisively the same idea, queen f2, white resign. Look at this.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yes.
In a few moves.
But because so
the mistake was the fact that he didn't play h3 to free the king.
Yeah.
Because of this, he lost the game in a few moves.
But if the queen is coming here,
rook e1, finished. Mate.
It's overloaded, huh?
Mate. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh, it was very nice. This.
Then, very simple the combination, but very beautiful. Forced.
Yes. Yeah.
Magic.
Yeah.
Look
like magic.
Like this, yeah. If somebody looks at the game, it's more or less even all the time, complicated and so on. If you move, smallest mistake, I told you, small mistake, enough.
Yeah.
What do you think? Fantastic game, right? Not complicated, of course, by this high level. Very simple, but the way he did it is very beautiful.
Against Reshevsky, yes.
And against Reshevsky also,
Beautiful. All right. Thank you, Mr. Gheorghiu.
You're welcome.